I'm still obsessed with Project Sekai, and a type of video I really like watching about the game are videos where people list songs they want in it. I think it's a fun way to be exposed to even more Vocaloid music, and it's interesting seeing which group people choose for the songs. And these look like so much fun that I wanted to make one myself. It is going to be a bit different than most others you can find though, because I'm not going to be going from group to group, because I actually wanted to pick 2 group options for each song. I just couldn't narrow it down when multiple groups could absolutely work for each pick, which means organizing this video is unfortunately a bit difficult, but hopefully you still enjoy seeing what songs I'd like to see appear in Project Sekai at some point. Starting with one that I can't believe isn't already in it, Getcha by Giga and Kira. The bouncy hip-hop sound of Getcha is just begging to be covered by Vivid Bad Squad, with a 2D MV matching the pink skin change of the original. I think having the vocals either be the pair of Akito and Kohane, or Toya with An would be fun, with these pairs contrasting each other's vocals really well. Alternatively, while not as obvious of a pick as Vivid Bad Squad, I think it would be fun to hear Leonid cover Getcha as well. Songs with really punchy instrumentations are the ones I tend to lean towards for Leonid, and the idea of the girls playing the song is a delight. For the vocals, I think Saki and Honami would be the more fun option, as the two are usually utilized for softer vocals. Letting them kick it up a notch here would be great to see, but Ichika and Shio could undoubtedly do just as well. Whatever, Whatever, Whatever is another song with an easy first pick for a group to sing, with that being Wonderland Showtime. Again, giving the cover another 2D MV similar to the video for Neru's original version of the song would be great. I can practically see the art in my head already. This is one I'd expect the whole group to participate in, but I think having an alt option with Tsukasa and Nene would be super cute and would sound great too. On the other hand, while the sound of the song is a lot more colorful than Nightcord tends to have, the apathetic nihilism of the song fits their vibe so well. It would be really nice to have a more vibrant song on Nightcord's roster, while still feeling accurate to the team's themes. Again, I think the whole group could sing together, but this could easily be a duet between Mafuyu and Enna. My first pick for the next song perhaps isn't quite as obvious as the first two, though. I don't know how many people would jump to the idols of More Jump singing Nakiso's Scum of the Earth, but I find it an amazing pick. Songs like Meltyland Nightmare, Ghost Girl, and Mechanical Clown show me that More Jump can absolutely nail these more darkly themed songs, and I think their voices would be a perfect fit, and I'd really love a cover of just Minori singing for this one. And of course, I think it's obvious that with the tone of Scum of the Earth, that my second pick is Nightcord. Similar to the idols, I'd expect the whole group to sing, but I'd love a cover by just Mafuyu too. At first I thought a cover by Kanade would be better, and while I think that would still be great, I deduced Mafuyu could handle the deeper lines with more power. While I generally would like 3D MVs more than 2D ones, I think either could work for the song easily. Ningendoku's straight-faced science girl, however, is begging to be a 3D MV. With such sexually charged innuendos throughout the chorus, I doubt Sega would be willing to give the song as lewd of an MV as its original, but Wonderland Showtime's knack for bombastic choreography could easily be so much fun to see, especially with the lineup of the Kagamines plus Tsukasa and Emu. I can easily imagine the 4 of them sprinting around the stage to really elevate the pace of the tempo. Vivid Bad Squad's MV probably wouldn't be as frantic, but I think it would be super cute seeing An and Kohane sing this alongside Rin and Len. I think An's voice especially would really help pack a punch during the important lyrics. While this song fits Wonderland Showtime's overall tone better, it'd be way more character-driven here with the Vivids. And honestly, Junkie's Upedia follows the same formula. Another super cute shipping song for the Kagamines and Vivids to sing together, though I think a 2D MV would work better for this one. I'd expect it to be a bit like how Drop Hop Candy or Just Be Friends sounds, which I am all for. Not only is it a cute song for the girls to sing, but they do a great job at it too. And yeah, I'd also be okay with the Circus Kids singing this one as well. However, I think instead of Emu, Nene's vocals would match the song better this time. It would also be pretty cute since Nene and Tsukasa are usually bickering, just like the Vocaloids do in the song. While it'd be a shame to miss out on An and Kohane together, I have no doubt Wonderland Showtime could knock this one out of the park too. But how about we move away from the cute, bubbly shipping songs to start up a section I'm gonna call Pinocchio P songs because I really like his music and I want a bunch of his stuff in the game, starting with a new favorite of mine, Magical Girl and Chocolate for More Jump. Specifically, having all the previously ex-idols singing it would match the lyrics of I wanna quit, I don't wanna be a magical girl so well. And I'd love a 3D MV for this one, mostly because I'd want the cute magical girl outfits for the girls. Especially if my other option of Nightcord was picked instead. While my choice of Kanade, Mizuki, and Mafuyu don't have as strong of a character-driven connection to the lyrics, they'd sound amazing, with the three providing the perfect mix of soft and strong vocals. And again, this could be a colorful, fast-tempo song for Nightcore to add to their playlist. A bit like the next song, Common World Domination. The whole group could join in to bring the same great sound as we'd gotten for Jackpot Sad Girl, but a version with Miku, Mizuki, and Enna would be great too, translating the themes of bullying in the song to Mizuki and Enna's stories seamlessly. In comparison, Leonid don't have that strong lyrical symbolism this time, but this song's track would be sick for the girls to play together. And again, either the whole group could participate, or we could lean into the power of the vocals and have Miku, Ichika, and Shio come together to really belt out these lyrics. This song's begging to be a 2D MV, so we could get some of the really avant-garde visuals we see in the original video, which are so striking. Similarly, I'm Glad You're Evil Too would basically need to be 2D since the slow pacing of the song wouldn't lend itself to a fully animated video, I think. And yep, Nightcord appears again, not only due to the more melancholic tone of the song, but because I feel having Miku, Mafuyu, and Kanade sing together could be really poignant. Mafuyu's glad Kanade and Miku are quote-unquote evil, read depressed, too. I think it would be a really touching way to reflect the story of the song. To give it a less somber spin though, this could easily be given to Wonderland Showtime. While a lot less bouncy than Wonderland's usual sound, the group are no strangers to singing about darker themes, and giving the song to Rui and Nene accompanied by Miku would be so sweet. With her being his only friend for so long, being the only one willing to act with him, he's glad she's evil too. The friendship makes my heart hurt, it's so good, and either way I bet the visuals for the song would be jaw-dropping. As they would be for the final Pinocchio P song, What's Inside. Wonderland Showtime cheerfully dancing along with the lyrics while the screen behind them reveals the darkness to the song, especially if used in a similar way as Chirara or As You Like It, would be so cool. And having Emu, Nene, and Rui sing along with the lyrics matching their problems with bullies and their struggles to stay happy with their work is just chef's kiss. On the flip side, we could bring Nightcord back, and yes, I'm aware I have Nightcord as an option for all of Pinocchio P's songs. While I think Kanade's vocals would be great for this, and maybe it'd be fun to get an alt cover with her, the story definitely fits Mizuki, Enna, and Mafuyu better, and they'd undoubtedly do a great job too. And with how intense the stage can get for Nightcord, the visuals of the MV would be just as striking as they would be for Wonderland Showtime. But it's time to move away from Pinocchio P and Nightcord for a bit and jump into a song with a real unique sound, Jitterbug. The old school sound of Hachiya Nanashi and their team made for Jitterbug is super different from most other Vocaloid songs you can find, and I think giving that to Vivid Bad Squad would be tons of fun. I think An and Akito have the vocal chops to really hit this one out of the park, and with how hard the chorus kicks off, giving them a 3D MV to show off the dancing they could do with this would be awesome. A 2D MV matching the unique style of the original video could totally work too, but I think that'd fit better for my second group pick of More Jump. This is another song that doesn't really fit the classic idol vibe. Honestly, More Jump is the group who I have show up the least on this list because I just don't really listen to idol music that much, but I think the girls could still do a great job with this, especially with the lyrics of Miku giving Meiko advice. It could correspond with Haruka helping out Minori in a really fun way. And now for what might be the most obscure song on my list, One More Time by Hizuru. It's super underrated, and you should totally check it out, by the way. With the ragtime vibes of the song, my first thought was to let Wonderland Showtime sing it, and to give them the canes back that they had in the Becoming Potatoes MV. Specifically for this lineup, I think Rui singing Luca's lines, Tsukasa singing for Rin, Emu as Miku, and Nene for Gumi would be how I'd sort out the vocals. Unfortunately, since the song isn't all that well known, it's tough to find a translation of the lyrics, so I'm basically just working with vibes for this one. But another group that passes the vibe check would be Vivid Bad Squad, with Toya singing for Luka, On singing for Rin, Kohane singing for Miku, and Akito for Gumi. It gives me big, last late night jam at the weekend garage cafe feels, you know? Moving to something significantly more intense, I've got Deco 27's Anti-Beat, with lyrics like, I just want to die already so I can finally be at ease, thinking, oh, Nightcord should sing this, isn't the hardest leap to make. But beyond that, I've really enjoyed the more rock-forward songs Nightcord's gotten so far, and I'd love to see them get to do that more. This is another one where I'd expect the whole group to sing together, but a version of just Enna and Mafuyu could be super cool too. They can both do the solemn and angry sound this song needs, and these two consistently sound great together. I would expect a 2D MV that sort of elaborates on the artwork from the original video, but I'd be really interested to see where they'd go with it for a Vivid Bad Squad MV, who often get much more elaborate videos. While the squad may not be an immediate pick for Anti-Beat in terms of tone or themes, I think they could nail the vocals. Similar to their version of Echo, a whole group cover or one with just Toya and Kohane could be hauntingly awesome. Utata P's This Is the Happiness and Peace of Mind Committee is another that jumps out for a Nightcord cover. The prospect of Enna, Miku, and Mizuki instructing the audience that it's your duty to be happy and how they'll kill you if you aren't is just so good, and leans into how often these two are the ones trying to keep the peace within the group, and it gives them another opportunity to have a more active 3D MV as well. And really, it would be just as much fun to see Emu and Rui doing it instead. The two members of Wonderland Showtime who are the most unhinged is just a perfect fit here, and I feel we don't get these two singing together too often. It'd be fun to hear his deeper vocals paired with Emu's higher pitch. And the low-key idea of, how do we make sure we save Phoenix Wonderland? Of course, by starting a cult is so up Wonderland Showtime's alley, it'd be hilarious. Less funny, but just as epic, would be Vivid Bad Squad covering Wotaku's Mafia. Personally, I prefer versions of Mafia with male vocals, which is why I've chosen Akito and Toya to sing this one. It would be a fun parallel to Wonderland Showtime's King. And hearing the boys' version of Fragile and Airhead, I know they can blow this out of the water, and with a sick 2D MV to match. My preference for male vocals here is also why I've opted to have Kaito join Leonid for my alternate pick. It would actually be a lot of fun for the cover to mostly feature the girls, but then to have them cut out so it's just Kaito for the more intense lyrics that precede the gunshots in the song, that'd be really punchy. This pick is all for how good I think the vocals could sound. Nothing character driven here. Though Mafia boss Saki outfit does sound really cute. Next is a song that isn't actually a Vocaloid song, but Otto's Usewa and Odo aren't Vocaloid songs either, so I'm just gonna roll with it, because it's another one of their songs that I'd like in the game, Eternal Coming Day. This song's absolutely beautiful and powerful, and I think Kanade, Mafuyu, and Miku could easily match those vocals. With a melancholic tone that the group's no stranger to, and a potential 2D MV, this could be a new favorite of mine from the game. As could a more jump version. This pace and tone are perhaps the biggest departure from the idol's usual vibe that I have, but I'm certain that Minori, Haruka, and Miku could nail this song. This one's definitely a long shot, but on the very off chance this were to happen, I know it would not disappoint. While we're on Otto, let's also talk about Gira Gira, a much more bombastic song with just as impressive vocals that would be great for Leonid. With vocals from Shio, Ichika, and Saki, I'd love a 3D MV that not only emphasizes the cool instrumentation, but also highlights who sings when. All of the girls are flawed to some degree, at least in their own eyes they are, so this could be a fun way to explore their characters a little. But on that same perceived flawed note, Mafuyu, Mizuki, and Enna would fit just as well, and we already know that Nightcord can handle Otto's more intense sound with their version of Usewa. With a 3D MV that's the same level of fun as Villain, but with the intensity of Aishite, it could be so good. And hey, since we're already discussing non-Vocaloid songs, let's start up a little section of songs I'd like in the game that aren't by Vocaloids already. Like Osaken Dream and Night by Totsari Hampo. which I really hope I said correctly, but I don't think so. The hip sound and rapping is begging for Vivid Bad Squad to cover it, with Akito handling Sasara's verse, On with Rei's part, and Kohane for Rosho. It'd be so fun. And I think it's basically a law at this point to recreate the original 2D MV for the song, which would be real cute too. And that goes double for my second pick of Wonderland Showtime, with the same allocation of roles going to Tsukasa, Rui, and Emu. Like, just imagine Rui in Rei's outfit. Wonderland Showtime may not be as rap-centric as Vivid Bad Squad, but if they can handle singing Tandema Wonders, they can handle this too. For Us Who Used to Be Geniuses by Creepy Nuts makes for a perfect Leonid song in my eyes. A version of all the girls singing together would be great, but I'd really like to hear Hanami sing it with Kaito. Hanami strikes me as being the most like the prodigy detailed in the song, and I think her vocals paired with Kaito could be really cool. And a 3D MV would be fun, not only because Kaito doesn't get many of those, but also because it could really play with the camera in relation to the stings during the song. My second pick doesn't have a Vocaloid join them though, as I think Tsukasa and the others could already do a great job on their own. Rui definitely shines the most in terms of themes of the song, but it just wouldn't sound right without all his friends singing alongside him. And of course Wonderland's 3D MVs are consistent bangers. It'd be so fun to see them dance along to this with the unique lighting their stage often gets. But let's take a break from the high intensity songs to discuss Dish's Neko. Neko is so sweet, and I'd love a version with Enna and Mizuki singing it. They have such good voices for it, and with a cute 2D MV to help push the story of their bond alongside the lyrics would be awesome. Also, hopefully we'd get cat versions of them in the MV too, which would be really cute. And of course, with that strong drum beat, I can't help but think it'd be great to see Leonid tackle Neko too. While not as character accurate as the Night Court option, I think Saki and Honami have the perfect voices for this. While Enna and Mizuki would be more emotional, I think this version could be more lonely in a way. And again, I want cats that look like them. Finally, let's round off our not Vocaloid songs with Bump of Chicken's Sinojin cheering song. The plot to this song matches Leonid's struggles to go pro perfectly. And Bump of Chicken's backing music has always been so good. I'd love to see the girls play this as a 3D MV, but a 2D one could work just as well, honestly. This is another instance where I'd expect the whole band to join in, but I'd want an alternate option with just Ichika and Len. I think they'd make for a great pair here. Night Court doesn't usually get such hopeful songs, but the concept of the singer wanting to reach a person with their music fits Kanade to a T. Having the whole group sing together would be really sweet and would sound amazing too. Usually for something like this, I'd be more inclined to pick an alternate cover featuring Mizuki or Enna, since I know they can handle these rock vocals. But with how well the song works for her, I'd be interested to see Kanade try her hand at it, paired with Meiko. Honestly, I'd rather have Kaito singing it with her, but he's not in their Sekai yet. That being said, Meiko can still provide the powerful backup Kanade would need just as well. Now let's shift back into proper Vocaloid songs with one that's almost just as unlikely to be added to the game, Romeo. I believe Honeyworks has a contract with another mobile game or something, so it's a long shot for us to see them show up in Project Sekai, unfortunately. But I just absolutely love Romeo and want to pretend for a bit on what it would be like if I made it in. Obviously my first pick is Wonderland Showtime, with Rui and Tsukasa already dressed for the role of princes. But if we're making stretches of what we could get in the game, might as well let ourselves ponder the street-savvy bad dog singing Romeo too. If Ifudodo is any indicator, I'm sure they'd handle the vocals well. Give the song a cute 3D MV so the boys can have prince outfits too, and we're all set. And we're not reining ourselves back in just yet, because if I'm not mistaken, the next song would end up being the most explicit one in the game, limiting the possibility of its inclusion as well. Masa's Soap Lagoon is about prostitution and has some very explicit lyrics. But it also slaps, and I think it matches the vibe of Vivid Bad Squad so much. Earlier, I'd said Straight Face Science Girl would need a 3D MV so as to avoid the more lewd art seen in the original MV, and hilariously, I think a 2D MV would basically be necessary for Soap Lagoon, because I don't think there's a way to dance to the song in a way that can keep the game rated for ages 9+. And again, while it's not the usual thing, I think More and More Jump could kill it with this. It'd be real fun getting to hear the girls let loose a little, give them the opportunity to sing something a little less cute than usual. Plus, they could get cool outfits in the MV too. Like I said, Soap Lagoon's already a long shot, so might as well dream big for it, right? But how about we veer back into the realm of probability with our list, yeah? Unaware Drunkard by Yodori Shirazu goes so hard it's downright begging for a Leonid cover, complete with a 3D MV to emphasize Hanami nailing the hard drum beats throughout. Not to mention Ichika's powerful vocals would be perfect here too. And she could have an outfit that gives her the braids from the original art! It'd be cool to give the classroom the red lighting from the original MV as well. That being said, a 2D MV leaning into the look of the original but with more pizzazz could be great too, especially for Vivid Bad Squad. Seeing the squad dance to this in a 3D MV would undoubtedly be awesome as well, but I feel this cool, grungy look for a 2D MV would work really well for their overall aesthetic, and this would be one just for the Vivids. I've already discussed how well Kohane and On can do cuter songs, but let's not let ourselves forget how hard the girls can go too. And while I do tend to lean towards harder songs, let's take a second to discuss a much softer one, Balsam by Kurosawa Modika. With this airy sound and a plot about being lonely, I can't help but think Nene would do an amazing job with this, accompanied by Miku. She hasn't had a lot of friends, but she's made some with her troupe, and showing that with a 2D MV could be so sweet. And let's not pretend that Night Chord being my second pick is a surprise. Really, the themes of not having friends in class would fit basically any of the Night Chord bunch, but I find Mizuki singing this would be the most apt. Mizuki is often a go-to pick for rock-forward songs for the group from me, but I know they can do soft songs like this too, and it'd be a treat to hear their version of Balsam. And now, to round off the list, we're gonna end it with a bang. Haldesoy's Painter would be a delight to see appear as a mixed group cover, though I do recognize that if it were to make it into the game, it'd probably be a virtual singer song, like Blessings, but let me dream, okay? Having all the group leaders singing alongside Miku in a 3D MV, like how they do in Ultramarine Hymn, would be great. I love seeing the groups mix like that and want it to happen more often, really, but why stop there? It's almost definitely never gonna happen, but I'd be delighted to have cover versions for other members of the groups too. Saki, Haruka, On, Emu, and Mafuyu could be group 2, with Kaito joining them for the cover to add a male voice to the song. Honami, Airi, Akito, Nene, and Enna could get to sing with Len, and finally Shio, Shizuku, Toya, Rui, and Mizuki could be joined by Luka. Again, I know it's not really likely, doing all these covers would be tons of work, but who knows, maybe for some special anniversary it could happen. And that's the list. I know there's an awful lot of Night Chord, Vivid Bad Squad, and Wonderland Showtime on here, but really it's because a lot of the songs I would have picked for Leonid and More Jump are already covered by them. I really appreciate how much we've been given for this game. I've played like 3 of the Project Diva games, and I've found myself getting increasingly bored of seeing basically the same list of songs over and over, with only a small handful of new songs to play. I really gotta play Cat Food for the 4th time, but there's still no Drop Pop Candy. Project Sekai, however, finally sees some popular favorites become playable, while also adding into the lineup tons of amazing new songs, too. It's not only been great to see so many favorites of mine already make it into the game, but it's helped to introduce me and many others to new favorites as well. It's why I find it so easy to stay invested in this game. I love the characters and stories, the art and MVs are great, but it's the constant drip feed of new music to listen to and play that has me hooked. The fact that I know every few days there'll be a new song added in keeps me excited to log in each time. I don't even mind being 1 year behind the Japanese version of the game, because now I get to look ahead and get excited for songs that are eventually slated to come over to the EN version. And these are only a handful of the songs I'd like to see make it into Project Sekai. There are many others, but these are the big ones on my wish list. And as we move forward with Colorful Stage, I'm excited to see if any of my list does actually make it in, and if they go with the same group covers I suggested here. I hope you had fun, and if you'd like to listen to any of the songs I talked about here, there's a link to a playlist of all of them in the description for you. Adios!